This is the future me talking to you. I've already done the reading. I know what happened. I just wanted to interject here and say, watch it to the end. Okay? I did my normal thing with the tarot and the oracle cards. Then I laid a grand tableau with a Lenormand. You want to check that out. You want to make sure you watch this video. I don't care how long it is. You got to watch this to the end. Hello everybody, welcome to another true crime, another Idaho 4 video. This is a much requested video that I've been getting a lot of people asking about. We're going to look at Ann Taylor. Now, as always, this video is for entertainment purposes only. This is just my opinion, not based on fact. This is just what I believe the cards are telling me. I encourage you to do your own research, form your own opinions. After all, I'm just a blonde throwing cards. Okay, so we're going to dig in. I'm going to get Ann Taylor's overall general energy. In this case, as far as Bryan Kohberger is concerned. Is she for him or against him? I think that the line is kind of split. There are those of you that think she's doing a great job. One true crime channel that that's as good as Crime Circus. Who really does her due diligence, who really digs, is Truth and Transparency. And she actually recently went out to Idaho. That was brought to my attention by my best friend, Rock That Body, who sent me this for my birthday, my Crime Circus hoodie. And I have my Crime Circus mug on its way, I guess. Anyhow, she is one of them that she did her research on Ann and the way that she conducts her investigations, and she's done past murder trials, and those people that were on trial that the public thought that they were going to be convicted, she got an acquittal for them. And she thinks that law enforcement and all those agencies are a bunch of monkeys and are not trained and not doing their jobs. That's her opinion. From what I understand, that is just what I heard. It's not based on fact or anything like that. It's not like Ann Taylor never come out and said that. But then there's those other ones that think that she's in bed with the prosecution. I myself, I'm really not sure. So this is really a perfect reading to open up my eyes, see what the cards tell me. I don't have an opinion. 1 minute I think she's doing a great job. Then I think, you know what? She's probably in bed with the prosecution. Even 1111 Tarot did a reading and felt that she was in bed. But even 1111 Tarot, Mama D, encourages everybody to do their own reading. If they're a reader, or do their own research, form their own opinions. I encourage the same thing. I just want to see what my cards have to say. So, I'm going to do tarot and I'm going to, time permitted, this will be a real tarot movie. I was thinking about throwing a grand tableau. A quick one, not using the houses, not even getting my board out, just laying out the rows. And doing the method of distance and just seeing about Ann Taylor and Bryan Kohberger. Okay. So let's go ahead and dig into this. Okay, show me, please, Ann Taylor's energy. Oh, we got a card that flipped over. Oh, wow. I didn't see this one coming. High Priest. Oh, I was thinking High Priest is she who knows. No, the High Priest. The Emperor. Okay. Or Hierophant, I'm sorry. That's the Hierophant. The Hierophant, to me, is the organization. Typically in these IDAHO 4 readings. But let's just take it into context. We're reading about Ann Taylor. Is she connected to that organization? We know that she is part of the Idaho University alumni. She went to school there. She got her law degree there. That's a little bit sus to me. That can also be committed and belief system. She might be committed to Bryan Kohberger. But she is showing up as being very committed. I was like trying to go through all my true crime decks. Nothing seemed to fit, really, with describing her. So I am going with the Osho Zen before I get into the regular tarot. Okay. I just kind of want to get a feel for where her loyalties lie. She's definitely showing up as very loyal, very committed, very strict. Okay. Just curious if she's under orders of somebody really high up, or if this is just simply she's committed to her case. Okay. Let's take a look and see what we got. Participation. Four of Fire. Four of Fire is an 11-11 card because this same is a Four of Wands. There's some kind of divine union, but some kind of participation. Death. Oh my God. That is a death card. It's called Past Lives here. But the 11-11, this is death of the Four. So this almost sounds like she's committed to the death of the Four. And she's very burdened and suppressed. She's carrying a heavy burden with this. Patience. That's patience. That's Seven of Earth. Is anything going to produce fruit? Laziness. Okay, this is kind of the same vibe that Truth and Transparency had. With what she saw or in her research, because she mentioned nobody doing their job, sloppy work, that she thinks it's how Ann Taylor is thinking. That's her opinion on how Ann Taylor is thinking. Ann Taylor showing patience because somebody's lazy, perhaps. That's not doing their job. She's been extremely patient with it. And she's definitely feeling the burden She's definitely feeling the weight of this. And she feels like that there's evidence. Oh, my God. Ann Taylor, there's evidence being suppressed in regards to the death of the 4. She's being very patient with the people who are not doing their job, with the lazy people. Okay. I'm getting an intuitive hit. More like I talked too much because I just left. Discovery. You know, she's been really patient with people not doing their job in the discovery. What's in discovery in this case? That there is a suppression of evidence by the prosecution in handing over evidence. She's petitioned how many times for discovery? And she's showing a lot of patience here. Wow. Okay, let's take a look at this. Sorry, my cards were really messed up in there and didn't look right. So I went through to straighten them all out. Okay. So let's see what the story is. This almost feels like, I don't know, maybe I am undecided because maybe she's playing both sides of the fence. Somehow trying to pull off a win so it looks good on her reputation, right? As far as an attorney. But let's take a look. Couple more shuffles here. Okay, I'm going to lay the cards out. And then I'm going to go through them. I'll announce them as I lay them, then I'll go through them. 2 of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. 7 of Swords. Judgment. 9 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. 8 of Swords. 9 of Cups. And 9 of Cups. This lady has a plan. There's a reason why I said that she might be playing both sides of the fence. Okay. Let's start this out. Dead center of the situation. 2 of Pentacles. This is going back and forth. This is the situation that Ann Taylor is in. She's definitely playing both sides. In other words, she acts like she's on Bryan Kohberger's side 1 minute, but then the other side of her is in bed with the prosecution, but not fully. It's kind of like fake it till you make it type of energy. And you'll see why here in a moment. But she's definitely going back and forth between the two sides. What obstacle does Anne have to deal with? What is her obstacle? It is the Ace of Wands. Okay. And this is somebody, this makes me think of somebody with an iron fist. Look at the image. Holding a weapon. To me. Okay, and there's the 4 candles representing the 4 victims. There's the weapon that was used. So what does this tell me? Her obstacle in this whole mess, this whole shit show, has to do with the weapon. Okay? Has everything to do with the weapon. Without the weapon, it's hard to prove that Bryan Kohberger did not do this crime. That's her obstacle. What's influencing this? Her going back and forth. 7 of Swords. Deception, lies, escape. The swords here, she's got them all. And by the way, we got the Freemason sign up above the door. And we have a blonde here with all the swords. She's stealing something. What is she stealing? She's trying to sneak away with information, evidence. To me, though, to a lot of you, you say that she's in bed with the prosecution. Did you ever hear, look at the old James Bond movies? Okay? You know, he was a little gigolo, hopping in bed with this one or that one. And some of the women would seduce him only because they wanted information. So they were in bed with him so they could extract information out of him and then go report it. Right? This seems to be that seems to be the kind of vibe I'm picking up. And she's purposely, allegedly speaking, my opinion, what I believe she is doing is she's going back and forth between sides more as a spy. A spy stealing information. That's just what I believe. Just saying. And why is that? Why is she doing it? Judgment. Higher ups in LE and in the court system passing judgment on her. There was some kind of decision. And this could also be about Bryan Kohberger being judged. Okay. But it's about a judgment call. It's a decision that was made. And it almost feels like, based on that decision, I almost feel like coerced, because we do have prison or jail as an external influence, or being caught up in the head. Kind of somebody trapping her. So, makes me wonder. But I'm jumping ahead. Maybe I should have just laid one by one. But what's behind her? Recently, leading up to this jumping sides back and forth, she was very independent. She was able to stand up on her own 2 feet. Very confident. She had it all. But in the near future, there's a threat of her being left out in the cold. Her being abandoned. It's almost like the cards are saying, if she doesn't play ball with the prosecution and that whole corrupt team, then she's going to be left to fend for herself, and she's going to dig herself into a hole. To me, she has some ideas. She's definitely strategizing. Now, what is her opinion on this whole case surrounding Bryan Kohberger? We got the 10 of Pentacles, money, but more than that, a legacy, a family setting. I've got things intuitively coming to me. And I will say one word, because I'm not going to say any names, but I think she has some suspicions about at least one of the unalivings of motive. Hex coin, and that's all I will say. Okay? But the 10 of Pentacles is fraternity. This is my fraternity card in the IDAHO 4. But it's also family. It's a family dynasty. You know, that could be the fraternity. Her perspective is that this case is tied into the fraternity. As far as what happened that night. I think she suspects frat brothers. Now, the environment is producing this 8 of Swords. And the 8 of Swords is being trapped into something. I feel like maybe she was coerced into going to bed with the prosecution. By the way, not in a literal sense. Okay, let's make that clear. Not in a literal sense. But she kind of feels like that she can't move. But there's also the energy of, external influences, the environment. This is also my prison card. So there is about imprisonment. And I'm going back to this Judgment. Is there some kind of threat? I'm getting some intuitive hits, some downloads, and I'm just seeing this. A threat of indicting her on something if she doesn't follow through with what the Hierophant wants. Think about it. So she is quietly, quietly, and I mean quietly, going back and forth and stealing information for her client. So, now, what is the next thing that Ann Taylor needs to do to win on both sides? we have the Knight of Cups. This is being extending information. He is a peacekeeper. Okay? He or she is a female in this deck. To me, this is playing nice to both sides. She really needs to follow her heart and her intuition on the moves that she makes. Now, the Knight of Cups takes action based on emotion. And what I'm feeling is she needs to put some emotion into moving forward with this case. Okay. If she does that, and show me a little bit more, please. I'm going to get some clarifiers on this Knight of Cups. Okay. We have the Nine of Swords, and we have the Five of Swords. And the Knight of Cups is often referred to as the Knight in Shining Armor, by the way. If she is the Knight in Shining Armor and saves the day for Bryan Kohberger, she is definitely worried about repercussions. She's worried about retaliation. Okay? It's like she knows that there are things wrong with this case. It's like she knows it. Whether she knows it, or intuitively knows it, but she knows. But I'm feeling more about them maybe taking her to the bar, her losing her license and never practicing law again. But she's definitely, with that Nine of Swords, that's worries, that's anxiety. She is definitely worried about what kind of retaliation or repercussions would come about by her being the Knight in Shining Armor and doing the right thing. Now, as advice, this is saying you can't worry about that. Not to worry about that. Her next step is she's got to put those concerns aside. And she has to act with heart and with integrity. And I think the cards are saying they were giving her advice, don't stoop to their level. Now, outcome card is Nine of Cups. Getting the desired result that she wants. So, why not? Let's ask. What does Ann Taylor want? Okay, show me more about this Nine of Cups. What is it that Ann Taylor wants? What is it that Ann Taylor wants? Queen of Cups. To me, that's like one of the witnesses. What does she want? Interesting. Interesting. I just got to put it out there. I think 1111 Tarot had a similar type of vibe here. Okay? As far as hung jury. I think, and I'm seeing the wheel, there's this window in the background. It's like of a plane. But to me, it looks like a wheel. And her cup being extended, right? It's like, I need some more time for discovery And I think she said she is wanting, at the very least, a hung jury. And that, my friends, is she wants more time. She wants a hung jury, resulting in more time to work all the bullshit out. Okay? And that looks like what she might get is that hung jury. Interesting. Interesting. So I am going to pick these cards up. I am going to throw a quick tableau and with a Lenormand and just kind of see what comes out. I don't know what to expect. This is going to be the first time ever that I attempt to do like a tableau for true crime. I need a drink. So at this point, I am going to adjust the camera angle, and hopefully you'll be able to see the cards. And I got to move this out and hope it doesn't spill all over my hard drive, because that's where I have videos stored for my class, my tarot class. Okay, I'll be right back after I adjust the camera angle. Okay, welcome back. I'm just doing a basic tableau. I'm not getting deep into houses, what card pulls in each house. I'm not using that system today. I'm using the method of distance, and I am going to charge the lady card as Ann Taylor. And the man card is going to be Bryan Kohberger. Okay? Because this is about their relationship. Whose team is she on? Okay? The scythe is the murder weapon. Excuse me. And the snake is the organization, the prosecution, and all that. You know, the liar, the sneak. Or it could be, well, we'll just leave the snake as a snake. A liar, a deceiver, and we'll see what falls around. Okay. This is one of my new Lenormand decks. The Enchanted Lenormand. Perfect size for a tableau. Okay, I'm feeling one more shuffle. Okay. I'm real curious how long this video is going to be. Probably longer than most of my others. Okay, let's see what we got. We got the lily. And the key. We got the key, the answer right out the gate. That key is like, pay attention to me card. It's an answer. Ship. Anchor. Ring. That's a commitment. I can't say I'm surprised what I'm seeing so far, but I don't have the whole tableau out. Child. And I forgot to mention the heart. The heart is the 4. Birds. I should have known that because there are flamingos on there. Shouldn't have had the question. I shouldn't have had to look at the name of the card. The mice. Oh, the key's evidence. Evidence being taken away. Oh, I'm jumping ahead. Sorry. Tower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. 7. I can't count. There's supposed to be 8 across. I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 8 is out of the picture. Maybe I should have just brought my my template out anyhow. Then I wouldn't have to count. Probably would have been easier just for me to pull it out and be done. Okay, I said the tower. Mountain. Fox. Cross. Heart. There's the 4. And it's right next to the cross. Interesting. There's the man. And I said the man. Who did I say the man was? Bryan Kohberger. He's near the top of the spread, which is good. That's good. Scythe. And the moon. Whoa. And he's right next to the 4. This is going to be an interesting read. Then we've got the clover. The whip. The bouquet. Bouquet. The dog. That could be a friend, but that is also could be Murphy. The letter. The snake. Snake's under his feet. The house. The clouds. He's touching it. The sun. I don't see Ann Taylor yet. The fish. There she is. The woman. There's Ann. And lo and behold, they do face each other, but they're far away from each other. Okay. The stork. And this reading's more I know Bryan, there's a lot of shit going on around Bryan, but this reading's more supposed to be about Anne and her connection to Bryan. The path. The book. The rider. The garden. Boy, that's loud too. The clouds above the garden. No, that's very, very, very fitting. Absolutely. Right spot on. Fate line. The bear. The star. The coffin. And the tree. Okay, are we ready to dive into this tableau, folks? Sorry about my miscounting earlier. My bad. Whose reading is this? Ann Taylor's. She's way down here on the bottom. Just above the fate line. What that tells me right off the bat without looking at any other cards. She's got a heavy weight. Remember that Ten of Wands or that oppression card? I think I cleaned them up already. I don't think I mixed them up. Oh, snap. I don't remember. Suppression. But we also had the Ten of Wands. We had a heavy burden. I'm pretty sure we have the Ten of Wands. But she had a heavy burden on her head. And that she's got all this. But it doesn't stop her from trying to push her weight around. Okay? And what's hidden, her hidden square is not there. In her 9 squares, this is a hidden element. It's not there. There's nothing there. So this tells me she's not hiding anything. Okay? So what do I get around her? We got the whip and the bouquet. She produces a really good argument. Okay? And she is trustworthy. This is saying she's trustworthy. So she is producing a really good argument. And over this case. And we got the fish and the stork. The fish to me is going with the flow, diving deep. She is currently diving deep into some stuff that is going to create change. The stork. What's below her is in the fate line. Bear and star. A big star. Being in the spotlight. That's what she has control over. The public eye. She's in the public eye. How she appears to the public, she has very much control over that. She doesn't have control over, going into her, what's near her, what she doesn't have control over. She doesn't have control over a witness, the fox. The fox is like to me, almost like queen of, well, she's the queen of clubs here. Clubs is wands. She's the queen of wands. In all my readings, the queen of wands has been one of the witnesses in most of my readings. But there's a female that's over her, that's pushing down on her to produce to try to make something look flowery. What about it? Cross. And we have the mountain. What's above her pushing down is she has a witness who is an obstacle. And it's creating a lot of worries and concerns. So Ann Taylor is really worried about the witnesses. This here is really, and we have the tower. To me, that could be the courts. But the tower is somebody large and in charge. They're a big honcho. Almost like the Hierophant or the Emperor. That could be the judge. And there's a lot of arguing, discord between her and her competition, her opposition. The court system. Okay? I just had to look. The lighting looked a little bit off. So, going this way, we do have somebody in a higher power who is the enemy. The mountain could be an enemy. Her enemy is somebody in power who is sneaky. There are liars and deceivers that's causing her a lot of problems in regards to the four. And in regards to doing the right thing for the man, Kohberger. Okay. Let's go on a little bit further. There's nothing hidden here. This is her primary cross line. With, being in the spotlight with trying to fight this case. Or literally arguing the case. She could be a star in this. This is kind of leading me to believe that she could end up finally ending this for Kohberger. Because he's paired with the scythe. But let's keep on going. I want to look at, and we do have here the coffin and the fate line, but I will get to that. I am looking for the snake. This is what's interesting. To me, the snake is dangerous. It's poisonous. It's connected to the scythe as well. We put this in the center issue. Because this reading's not about Kohberger. But Kohberger's right above it, trying to step on his head. Kohberger stepping on the snake's head. That tells me that through knowledge, hidden knowledge and secrets. The snake has secrets. The secret snake, the secret killer, Bryan is stomping on its head. Bryan's in a very good position in this spread, actually. He's actually above Ann. And And they're not necessarily, they're not close together. But they're not opposing each other. Their backs aren't facing each other either. Put this half over here of the cards, then their backs will be facing each other. It's not that they're in disagreement. I just feel like there's some, I don't know what the distance is. But we'll see. But they're not close together. He's not affecting her personally, but I would have liked to have seen them a little closer together, working together. They're working separately. She has some goals here that she wants to shine and make a name for herself. He is committed. And there's the birds, the chatter, to something new. He wants something new. He's in the middle of, of heart and scythe. Him being cut off. Letter, snake. This is a deceptive documents or information about the house. So, what is this telling me? Now, this is under his control. But I feel that there are this is saying, and I think he knows it, that there's lies that cannot there's evidence that is faulty that cannot put him at the house. Even though the house is connected to him. He had business with the people in the house, yes. Wasn't like he was never there before. My cards are saying he was. He had business. With the people in the house. He knows who did the act. And the cards around him, the birds is communicating with letters or text messages back and forth around him. Letters, communication. And there's something about the weapon. Oh my God. The weapon was left in the house. And the house was destroyed. Or was it? It's above the house. Talking about location, house, above the house. What would be above the house? But the roof or the attic? The weapon was in the attic. That was not open. There was that door on the staircase where that would come down. That's where the weapon was. The weapon is connected to Bryan. I got to keep it honest. Because he was connected with some not so savory people. And there's 3. There's 3 flamingos. Is there 3? Yeah. 4. Oh, there's a 4th one outside of this structure. And there's 4 people involved. 1 person outside, 3 people inside that house. Remember how I was saying that I didn't think Bryan was completely innocent? This is confirming that to me. He had involvement in those unalivings. He's not facing the scythe. The scythe is, but they're ready to stab him and pin him up for it. Okay? Ew, this is getting interesting. Secret passage. Garden. To the outside. Under the house. Can you say tunnels? It's right here. Around the house. Right here. These are the tunnels under the house that leads to the outside. That they could get outside. The killers in the house went through, traveled in a secret passage under the house to get outside. That's how the killers got in. That's how the killers got out. There was 4 involved. 1 person outside, 3 inside. The 3 inside had the knives in the house. Now, what's near him is the mice. It's not real close, but it's close enough. It's still in the comfort zone here. Mice, moon, clouds. There is the smoke screen. His reputation being clouded and dwindled away, eaten away, stolen from him. It's like because of his reputation, his life was stolen from him. However, there's still a lot of confusion about what was Bryan's involvement. Had something to do with communication. Maybe communicating instructions. Communicating to the snake of what was going on in the house. Letter, snake, house. He was on top of this. His job, his position outside of the house was to communicate to the snake what was going on inside the house. So he knew exactly what was going on. But he's the one that's getting blamed. The weapon itself, whether it might be just simply touching him because touch DNA was on the sheath, the button of the sheath. But the weapon was in the attic. I'm telling you right now. That was going to be a whole nother reading. Where is the weapon? It's right here. I don't have to do a separate reading on that. It is right here, folks, in the attic. And right here, the tunnels under the house was the escape route. And there's a smoke screen about the killer. Killer being disguised. Of who it really was. Like I said, he played a part. And I think I might have thought earlier in another reading he may have been the communicator. He may even have been the one that gave the orders. Just saying. And underneath this, still in his sphere of influence here, we've got the path, we got the book, and we got the rider. Again, a secret path. This is a secret path that was taken under the house. That is clouds above garden, the public, that is hidden from the public. These tunnels aren't even on the fucking map of Idaho. They're not. So this tableau is telling a lot. But this reading was supposed. I never know what I'm going to get into in a tableau. Because of the weapon up here in the house, I was so drawn up here. I guess Spirit wanted me to bring this stuff out too. Ann Taylor is really worried about her resources, her money. Her loyalty creates a burden for her. There is the fox up here. But she's got something big that she's sitting on. Oh! Bouquet. There she is. And Bear. There is a big surprise that she is sitting on. And she ain't letting the cat out of the bag. That is going to bring her fame with the stars. She's going to be able to expand her horizon, stork, and move fawn. It's like I could almost see her not working as a public defender anymore, but as a private defense attorney. And that's where she's going to make the real money. And there's light being shined on that. That is her goal with this case. Now, I had mentioned when I started this tableau the key. The key to this case lies with the lily, wisdom, being smart. There is wisdom or knowledge about the car. The key, car. Car keys. But this is talking about the car. The fox is also a card of wrong. Wrong car is the key to this whole situation. That there might be just what gets Bryan off. Not to mention the lack of DNA in his car. But the key to this is wrong car. Fox and ship. Wrong car. The ship is a mode of transportation. Now, the tower has had short-term luck that is going to be brought to light. Short-term opportunity. The clover is that short-term. It's an opportunity, but goes away real quickly. The Sun card is not just happy endings, but it's the light that illuminates something that was in the dark. And the tower they have a lot of knowledge here. And they present a challenge that lucky argument, it's like what they've been arguing so far has been pure luck. But that is short-term luck. That's not the long-term luck. But they have a mountain. The prosecution, the tower, has an obstacle, a very big problem standing in their way, which is the fox. You know, there is something there that is standing in their way that is wrong. Fox is a problem. Fox is somebody that's smart. Knight's the lily. Very wise. And luck about the car. It just so happened that it was a similar car that was in the area as Bryan Kohberger's. That's your short-term luck. The short-term luck is about the car. But it comes out to be the gift that is being given is that it is the wrong car. Being given to Ann Taylor. That is the key that solves this crime. See how the cards connect? The dog is really drawing my attention here too. Being under the cross. That cross, the security of the dog is a cross. It's like the dog does not feel very secure anymore. Murphy's not feeling secure. Because of the move and the changes that was created when Kaylee went to the heavens, went to the stars. I just felt the need to mention that. Murphy's in here. Murphy has that burden. Murphy's sad. But he's adjusted to the move. But he still mourns and carries that burden for the four. This is, you know, his love wrongfully, a burden that he should not have had to bear himself. He tried to communicate and warn. Murphy was trying to warn Kaylee and the others, the victims. Murphy was trying to warn them to go do something different, to change up their routine. But he's a dog. All he could do is bark. But in his mind, he knew, he saw the warning. He tried to give it to him. Said, you got to change. You got to change something here. That's another tidbit. Lastly, before I close this, before I'm done with this part of the reading, the fate line. We've got the bear, we got the stars, we got the coffin, and we got the tree. Roots firmly planted. There is a big revelation. The stars can be a revelation. But, you know, with Ann Taylor, there is a big wish to end this in good health. And health falls under Bryan. But to add a little bit more to that fate line, there's a big revelation about the unalivings that are connecting them to family. This tree is kind of like the Ten of Pentacles. In a way. It's family. It's roots. It's also health. Stability. Being firmly planted. what it feels like is a seed, the roots of this being exposed. The tree the roots of this tree are going to be exposed. And there's more to the story. All the fruit that's on the tree that was connected to this, that is being kept secret with the book. The book is above the tree. This is a secret family. The killer belongs to a secret family. So I'm willing to bet with this fate line that there's going to be a big revelation that there's a fraternity, allegedly speaking, my opinion, fraternity involved in the unalivings. And the unalivings fall right in the line. I charged the heart with being the 4 victims right in their line. I just want to do one other thing. I want to see what is connecting Bryan. They're connecting cards between Bryan and Ann. You go over, we got the fox. Sneakiness, slyness, resourcefulness, and the book, knowledge. Or hidden knowledge or secrets. There is some kind of secrets and deception between the two of them. And if I would say what is that deception, it has to do with that he was involved to a point. He may know he's stepping on the head of the murderer in this. But he may even have supplied the weapon. Just saying. He could have supplied the weapon. But he had involvement. I'm not convinced that he is one of the perps that actually did it. But he has some kind of involvement. And I think that's the big secret between the two of them. So, there you have it. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm really not sure that there's anything else I can add to this. But this Lenormand was the Grand Tableau was very revealing now, wasn't it? I'm going to be using this spread with my Lenormand in a lot of my future crime videos. I can't say I'll do it in every one, but I'm going to be using it a lot. Okay, with that said, I love each and every one of you. And at this point, I drop the mic.